All righty. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. We made it. We made it, y'all. Happy Friday. Say hey, we'd love to hear from you. We are live across all the different platforms this morning: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, Twitter, Instagram. We are live. It's great to see y'all. Say hey, we'd love to hear from you. Excited to hang out with y'all today. So Fridays are solo shows. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I like to have guests, right? I love to have guests. That is my way to network. It is a way for you to ask questions to people who are doing it. But one thing I want to get back to, and so for a while there, I was doing guests on Fridays, but I really, really miss just hanging out with y'all on Fridays and just like talking tactical, very tactical job search stuff. Because when I bring on guests to the show, I don't always get to talk job search stuff, right? We can talk high level career stuff, or we can talk, just various things, right? And so Fridays are always focused on the job search, especially right now in this market. I probably will never get away from talking about the job search because I want to help as many people as possible. But please say hey, we'd love to hear from you. Again, the reason why I tell people to say hey is this is a networking platform, right? I mean, it is what it is. And so my advice to you is to comment every single day that you're here. Go through, network with people, send people DMs. I tell people, I said, what I want this to be is I just want this to be a place where you can come hang out 30 minutes every day, DM some people, say, hey, it was great to see you on the shows. Hey, it's great to see you on Taylor's show. Let's stay in touch and just build relationships. Again, I've been doing this for 4 years now. I've been live streaming this thing for 4 years. Can you believe that? 4 years. It's nuts. And so, I've had a lot of people come and go, right? But I will tell you this, if you have stuck with me for 4 years and you have networked with every single speaker I've had, I mean, to be totally transparent, I bring on speakers that speak at huge conferences, right? Like the Angie Joneses, the Anthony Mazes, the Ryan Burgesses, right? Like I bring on big conference level speakers onto my show that you have the opportunity to DM and network with after every single time. So again, I encourage you all, leverage this show for your job search. Say hey to people. Again, I know 2 people who have found jobs indirectly because of this show. Ricardo, it's good to see you. Taya, it's good to see you. Mark, Katie, Eric, Bonnie, Chris, it's wonderful to see y'all this morning. Thank y'all again for hanging out with me this morning. All of TikTok, I see a bunch of users tuning in. So it's good to see y'all. And Instagram, as always, it's great to see y'all again. We are all over the place. Kind of a crazy morning. Not that y'all care. So I bought a new Dell monitor last month, literally last month to the date, July 16th. I bought a new Dell monitor and I was so excited. So I was using this huge 34-inch curved monitor. And while it's good, I'm like, it's so big. I just want smaller, right? More compact. So I bought the one step below the studio display for Dell, right? And literally, I'm not kidding y'all, it just died on me. I'm back on my old monitor, 34-inch curved monitor. Thank goodness I hadn't sold this yet, but literally it died on me. 1 month, and the Dell died on me. I think I'm just going to go studio display after this, to be totally honest. All right, few things this morning, a few housekeeping things. I want to give a shout out to, of course, Gun.io for hiring me. If you need hiring in your organization, especially on a fractional, quick side of things, we can definitely help you with that. Endorsed AI is another company I really, really like. Endorsed AI is a software company. This is mainly for my recruiter friends. If you listen to this, basically they do software to where typically the way resumes get found right now is its timestamps, right? So let's say the job's been open for 3 days and you submit your resume in the first 24 hours. Depending on how the recruiter searches, they may never see your information because you submitted it first. And they could be looking at, well, who are the people who submitted it most recently? What Endorsed AI does is it uses AI based off the criteria it's important in resumes, and it bubbles up the best person to the top, which is incredibly important right now. Brian, my guy, it's good to see you this morning. A former guest of the show. Go connect with Brian. Hope you're doing well, man. What else? Dads in Tech. I have a dads meetup in tech. Our first meetup is a few weeks away. Do I have a link on here? I don't. Let me hold on real quick. Let me do a quick search. So basically, I have felt called, I guess you could say. I listen. I talk with a lot of I talk with a lot of dads, right? Typically dads are a little bit more senior in their career because at that point, they have kids and yada, yada, yada. And I talk to them just about the challenges they are facing, right? Like, hey, how do you balance working from home? How do you balance, turning off work in the evenings, right? I mean, I was talking to my barber yesterday about like how us as dads get impatient when our kids like don't listen after the 16th time, right? And how to be, gentle and respectful with them, right? So basically, all that being said, I created a dads group, right? So go to this tech-dads.beehive.com. That's a mouthful, but go to tech.dadsbeehive.com. Go sign up. Our first meetup is September. First meetup is September 6th. September 6th, 12 to 1. I have no idea what I'm going to do, to be totally frank with you, but it's going to be a blast and we're going to build this thing together. There's already 190 dads already signed up. So even if you're not a dad and you want to be a dad, would love to have you. If you're a dad and all your kids are grown and out the door, would still love to have you. Actually, would definitely love to have you because I need to learn from you. So again, please go sign up. Ian, it's good to see you. Yeah, I don't know what to do with these lives. I don't know to do LinkedIn, to do YouTube. So if you are not in my texting community, let me know. Text live to 615-235-5650. Again, 615-235-5650. Text live and you get direct notifications when I go live if you want to be kept in a loop. JC, it's good to see you this morning. And Sally, absolutely. Again, it's good to see you this morning. All right, so let's get into nuts and bolts. So I tweeted yesterday. I'm going to pull up this tweeter. I'm going to pull up this tweet real quick. I tweeted yesterday, and I said, "All right, y'all, would love to know what you're dealing with. Want to help you, yada yada yada." And somebody said, "Getting interviews." And I said, "What's your biggest bottleneck you think?" And this guy says, I have to think it's with my resume, which sucks because I revisit countless times and to get it where it's at now. I ought to pay someone to go over it with me, place to put out for improvement. So we're going to break down some things on this. And basically like, I want to just kind of get nuts and bolts with it. First off, your resume is incredibly important, right? So let's, I don't have a resume immediately available, but the one thing that I say all the time, and final thing, I forgot to tell you. I forgot to tell you. So, sorry, I'm all over the place this morning. So basically, Kelly Vaughn and I, Kelly's sister's actually in the chat, Katie. Hey, Katie. So Kelly Vaughn and I are launching a Discord channel where you can come and network, but also get help with your resume and stuff, right? So literally it's called thefriendzone.lol. Yes, we did that. Go sign up. We are going to launch the Discord in 2 weeks. Basically, the way it's going to be is like there's going to be a free tier where like anybody can join. Think of it like kind of like a Twitter, where like people can post all the time. I'll be in there posting all the time. It's just going to be general stuff, right? Then we're going to have different tiers based off what you want. Tier 1 is going to be resume, LinkedIn reviews. Tier 2, you're actually going to have seminars, webinars that we're going to host for people, recruiters, hiring managers to help you. And tier 3 is direct access to Kelly Vaughn and I for your job search. So we're launching that here in 2 weeks. Go check on that. It's going to be great. Kelly's fantastic. And Katie is in the chat right now. Katie, it's so good to see you. All right. So first off, resumes, incredibly important right now. So getting the interview is very difficult, right? And I will tell you this. Mass applying your resume is not going to happen right now. And again, I'm going to go back to Kelly. One of the reasons why I'm going in with this with Kelly is because Kelly's a director of engineering. I'm a very senior recruiter. We've seen it both ends. We both share our war stories together. So I was like, why don't we just have a community and share it together? But the biggest thing is that Kelly sent me a screenshot this week as she's hiring a mid-level engineer, and she had over 1,000 applicants. 1,000 applicants for a mid-level engineer role. Do you really think your resume is going to get seen? Right. So this is why it's so important to network, right? And when I say network, let me break this down, right? So Brian's in the chat right here. Brian, I know Brian. Brian's been on the show. Brian Walter. Brian is a VP of engineering. Brian, I don't know if you're working yet, but he was a VP of engineering, right? So like if I were you, I would message Brian. Brian, I'm sorry about this. I would all of us, if you're on the job search, message Brian, be like, hey, Brian, Taylor told me to message you. Hope you're doing well, right? And what I would do is I would also continue to engage with Brian. Brian posts about random things. Sometimes it's marathon running, Brian does marathons or hiring strategies, and I would comment and engage, right? So for example, I want to give a shout out to Ricardo. Ricardo, he is always here. Ricardo, I need to like bless Ricardo with some swag or something, because Ricardo literally is like always the first person to comment on this show. If Ricardo ever needs something, I am going to do my best to help him, right? Taya, another person. Taya's always here. Taya needs help. I'm going to try to help her as much as I feasibly can. Same thing with Mark. Mark's always here. Mark from Minnesota. I know that. Why? Because Mark is consistent. He engages. He stays on it. Katie. I know Katie. Kind of a cheat mode because I know Kelly really well, obviously. And Katie's sister, right? Eric's been popping in recently. I probably do stuff for Eric too, right? Again, like this is how you do it. You engage, you network. You have to understand something. The internet, when I say the internet, I mean LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like if every time you open up, I think the coffee's kicking in right now. I apologize. Every single time that you open up LinkedIn, every time is like going to a networking event. Do you understand that? Let me say that one more time. Every time that you open up LinkedIn, it is you going to a networking event. The problem is most of y'all just scroll and don't engage. Literally, I want to give a shout out to Dominic. Dominic's another great one, right? Dominic has always been consistent. He is also always like, helped me and engaged with me and I will always help Dominic, right? Jason Torres, another guy. Again, these guys and gals are always here, always engaging. That is what networking looks like, folks. That is what's going to get your resume to the top. That is what's going to get your resume to the top right now, right? Kyle, it's good to see you. Ryan, it's good to see you as well. So for me, you got to do the work like that. Now you're probably telling me, Taylor, what you're saying though is like, what you're saying though is like, you're basically saying that like this isn't going to be overnight. That's what I'm saying. There's no quick fix to this. This market sucks, right? Trying to find a job right now sucks. Like I'm not going to sugarcoat it, right? Like it is hard work. And so you have to be different. And if all you're doing is writing a generic resume, right? And I have a bunch of lies. I'm not like, again, I can go over an entire resume. I have so many resources on resume, right? I'm not going to talk about it. The big thing for me is like that first part, that professional career summary where you edit the entire summary of your career based off the required skills for the role you're submitting to. That's the unlock right there. And again, I have a lot more content, but all that being said, you got to do something different, and that's the way to do it. So Heather comes in here. Heather, it's great to see you. Good morning from KC. I'm not hiring yet, but the startup scene is ramping up over this summer and fall, folks. Innovation just happened amid the layoffs. Smart folks like to work with us. Exactly. Again, network, right? Like literally, Heather, we need to bring you on the show again just to talk about this stuff. So please email me so I don't forget. Heather comes in again. Look at the startups that are profitable without VC, even if they're early stage, as long as they got paying customers, possibly hiring soon. Absolutely. Again, it sucks to find a job because there's so much supply on the market, right? Because again, you got to think about what happened in 2021 and 2022. Like the entire market sucked up every single person that aspired to be a developer. If you were an aspiring developer, they would suck you up and hire you. Now they let go of everybody, right? So then there's this like flush of like all these people in the system, right? But people are still hiring, right? I'm not saying that. Companies are still hiring, right? Like there are still a lot of opportunities out there. The fact of the matter is that you have to go hunt and you have to go network, right? Heather, amazing resource. I would absolutely go connect with Heather, shoot her a DM, say, hey, it was good to see you on Taylor's show. Would love to stay in touch, right? Heather's amazing. Again, also, if I were you, right? Here's another networking strategy. Get on my podcast. Go to Spotify. I was about to say Shopify. Go to Spotify and go through all 400 guests I've had on my show. What episode am I at right now? I am at episode 398. Now, not all 398 episodes are people that are in hiring, but a lot of them are. And so like, I would say at least 150 episodes are people who are leaders in organizations, in IT organizations. I would use my podcast as a way to network. I would listen to the episode. I would take 3 pointers and I would message. So Heather and I spoke recently. I would go listen to Heather's episode and say, hey, Heather, I listened to your episode on Guidance Counselor 2.0. Would love to connect with you. I love what you said. Bang, 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 bang. I would go listen to Ryan Burgess's at Netflix or a former Netflix. Be like, hey, Ryan, would love to connect. I heard you on Taylor's podcast. Fun fact, Ryan's coming on the show next week. And say, hey, I love this again and again. That's the intentionality you need to have, people. That's the intentionality. I would I would Google their names, and if they're on a podcast somewhere, go listen to them before you slide into the DMs. Right? Like, you got to do it. You got to do it. And stay on people. Like, people are crazy overwhelmed right now. I ain't got time to, like, if you don't message me 3 or 4 times at this point, I love you. I do. I love everybody. I really, really do. But realistically, you will not hear from me if you don't hit me up 3 or 4 times. And I'm not even like an actual recruiter right now. Like, some of these recruiters are like in the weeds right now, right? Kelly Vaughn, thousands of resumes she's got to sift through. She ain't gonna remember you if you send her 1 DM. Or I'll never forget, I was career counseling somebody like a few months ago, and they're like, yeah, I just thought, like, if they didn't get back to you, like that they didn't want to talk to you. And I was like, no. You need to follow it like 3, 4, 5 times right now. Now, you got to be tactful in the DMs, right? You're not be like, hey, I've sent you 4 DMs. You haven't responded. Don't be like that, right? Be kind, right? Yes, babies do take it out of you. Yeah, we are struggling right now. Let's see here. Heather comes in here too. You will get a much better look from an early stage startup. Yes, I would also agree with this. Highly recommend. I think Heather brings up, again, Heather, please email me so we can get you on the books. You're spitting fire right now, and I want to interview with it. So, like, for this, yeah, again, like, see, Kelly doesn't even answer her sister's text messages. So again, not a big deal. You will get much better look. Yeah. So I think this is an amazing strategy that not many people talk about. Like, a lot of people are just going on and like submitting their resumes to like big corporate environments, yada, yada, yada. But like, that just doesn't work. It doesn't work right now. Right. I would go to Product Hunt. I would go to TechCrunch. I would go to just Google, like, fastest growing, companies. Inc. 5000 just put out their yearly list. Go to Inc. 5000 and just start searching. There's like 3 or 4 startups in Nashville that are growing like crazy. And like, I would message them like, hey, one of those guys, one of the companies on the Inc. 5000 for Nashville was on my show twice. Brian Dowdy, VP of Engineering at Snapped. Message him. Crunchbase. Yeah, TikTok. Yeah, Crunchbase is great, right? Go to Crunchbase, right? Look up companies, right? You have to do some research, right? I would abandon submitting your resume. Now that's a hot take. I understand. I'm a little spicy this morning. The coffee kind of hit. I would abandon that strategy 100%. Yes, but LinkedIn has 15 DMs per month limit. I would buy LinkedIn Premium. I saw some creator on, I giggle on TikTok because there are so many career coaches. By the way, listen, hot take here. I'm feeling spicy. Career coaches suck. Let me tell you why. I saw the amount of career coaches on TikTok right now are just absurd. Be very careful with who you talk to, right? Be very careful. Bonnie, are you saying that you have 15 DMs per month limit? All right. With premium, let me know about that, but I do have a solution to that. So be careful with career coaches. Like, I'll never consider myself a career coach. Most people who can actually help you in your career are not career coaches, to be flat out, to be totally honest. You need to find somebody who's been in your industry, like, who knows it. I would talk to a seasoned senior recruiter in your market. I would pay them hourly. A really good recruiter, right? I want to give a shout out to Random Recruiter on Twitter. Yeah, be demure, be mindful. Yeah. TikTok trends are wild, y'all. I still don't know what demure means, but like, Random Recruiter. I follow a few recruiters. You know what I need to do? I'm going to put this down. I'm going to create a recruiter playlist on Twitter for y'all to follow. I'm going to put that down. Hold on real quick. Recruiter playlist on Twitter so y'all can all follow them. Random Recruiter is amazing, right? He's great. I have a few others I follow on Twitter. To me, a really good recruiter who's been in your industry for a long time is worth their weight in gold. I would pay them whatever they charge and just sit with them for an hour and learn from them. They are absolutely worth it. I feel like I'm worth it too, right? So if you want to do that, shoot me DM. Let's see here. So Bonnie, I want to get to here. LinkedIn has a 15 DM per month limit. Bonnie says she has LinkedIn Premium. My advice to that is the notes feature, right? So let me go to my LinkedIn. I'm going to share a screen real quick. Let me go. I need to find somebody who I don't know to show y'all. Hold on real quick. Present. Hold on. I love doing this. It's kind of like riffing real time with y'all. All right. So we see this? See it? All right. So Bonnie, this is how you get around the DMs. So I don't know Phil, right? So what I would do is connect, add a note, and hey Phil. Can't type. Hey Phil, looking to connect with .NET devs. Just wanted to say hey. Send. Boom. Right? So that being said, so what that'll do, Bonnie, is you can send unlimited amount of notes if you connect with people, right? And here's why it's incredibly important. Again, do not miss out on this, people. Please do not miss out on this. If you are not sending a note when you reach out to somebody, you are losing out heavily on the opportunity to network with somebody. When they accept your friend request, that DM goes to the top of their inbox. Let's see here, +1 on coaching now. Yeah, 100%. Thank you. I appreciate this. Advice for recent boot camp grads trying to get yeah. So Mark brings up a great question here. My advice for boot camp grads trying to get that first job, especially in small markets, this is going to be a hot take. I would try to go around to every single small business, friend, family, and ask if they need something built, right? I'll never forget this story. I talk about this all the time. I never forget it. I never forget this. Is that basically there was a 2-year React engineer back when I was recruiting a while ago, and that React engineer sent me his resume, and it looked amazing. I was like, dude, your resume is incredible. And I was like, how many years have you been doing this? He goes, 2 years. I was like, great. He was like, so how much have you been being paid? And he goes, nothing. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, I've volunteered my time the last 2 years to get experience. Now, volunteering your time for free is a very hot take, and I understand that, right? Like, I know people sometimes don't have the ability to. I'm not saying work 40 hours for free, but I'm saying, like, for example, Jordan Ryerson. I'll shout out Jordan Ryerson. Jordan Ryerson helped build the Unicorn Finders podcast website that we use. I didn't pay him. He literally said, he goes, I use that website as a way to get hired at my first tech job because they needed experience and I had experience. And he built it. It didn't take a lot of his time. If Jordan, if you're watching, would love to know how much time it took you. I mean, he still goes in and experiments with stuff and fix stuff for us. I need website help. I have ideas. If you're a junior developer, I have ideas. Message me. I'll work on a project with you. I got all types of ideas. Right? So again, like creators, creators need a lot. Like, I need stuff built. I think a lot of creators need stuff built. But yeah, I would just ask, like, hey, I'm a developer. I'm trying to get experience, right? What do you need built? Right. And then what happens, because again, y'all, I hate to say it again, nothing's ever enough in this market. I know that's very demoralizing, but like, just having a capstone project or having just your project coming out of boot camp, like, is not enough anymore, folks. Like, it's not enough. You gotta, I need to see that you built something for somebody. Let's see here. Always send a note. Dudley fan site. Yep, that was it, Jeff. That was it. No, not really. What else? Any more questions as we kind of wrap up here? About 20 minutes in. I usually like to make these a little shorter, but I got a little bit of a rant. Here's the deal, y'all. You got to do things differently. You got it. Like, I would show up to as many streams as you feasibly can. Like, streams are such a great way to get to know people, right? Like, virtual coffee. Danny Thompson has his own Discord. James Quick's got his own Discord. Coder Dads. Emmett has his Coder Dads. Go network with Emmett. I mean, there's just so many ways, but like, you've got to be in like 2 or 3 Discords or Slack channels at this point. Like, if you're not, you're like heavily missing out at this point. If you need anything, holler. Again, I'm going to throw this up here. If you want to, so you're 235-5650. Text live. If you want to be kept in the loop of when I go live, shoot me a text here. This is actually my texting. This is one of my texting numbers that I use. So feel free to join that. Let's see here. JC comes in and goes, I learned from a previous Taylor show about these two nonprofit orgs you connect with. Oh, look at this. Sweet. Heck yeah. There you go. I don't even remember that. There you go, JC, coming in clutch. Look at you, man. I love it, dude. I appreciate you. So yeah, text live. If you want to get updates on these shows, who I'm going live with, I do text out every single morning when I go live, who I'm going live with. I don't expect you to be here. I just, some people don't want to miss it. So text me. Otherwise, y'all, busy week next week for sure. Let's see here. Who do we have next week? So next week we got Chris Gardner, out of Huntsville. He runs Dev Space, so he's coming on the show Monday. Tuesday, I have an amazing recruiter. I saw her post. I don't know her. Her name's Liz, but I saw her post some really good content, so I shot her a DM. And we're gonna talk about follow-up strategy for candidates on Tuesday. Wednesday, I have my dear friend Ryan Burgess, former engineering director at Netflix, coming on the show. So yeah, it's gonna be a heck of a week next week. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. If you need me, email me or text me on this number, and have a great weekend. See you on Monday. Peace.